Most gardeners pack up their seeds the second August hits. I did it for 3 years straight, and every single spring, I'd kick myself, because those empty fall garden beds, that's not rest, that's wasted real estate. The best food I've ever grown didn't come from my spring garden, it came from the seeds I planted when everyone else was done. Here's the thing nobody tells you, if you're not starting seeds in the next 2 weeks, you're locking yourself out of months of free food. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 seeds you need to start before September, exactly how to get them going, and the one mistake I made that killed my entire fall garden before a single leaf sprouted. Plant number 1. Broccoli. Let's jump straight in, no warning, no context. Broccoli. When I first started gardening, I planted broccoli in late September. I was so proud of myself, little green seedlings all in a row, and then November hit. The plants were maybe 6 inches tall when the first hard freeze came through. I got nothing, not one single head. Broccoli is a slow grower. It needs 80 to 100 days from seed to harvest, so if you're staring at your calendar right now doing the math, August plus 90 days, that puts you right at late October, early November. Perfect. I start mine in seed trays, indoors under a cheap shop light. Nothing fancy, just potting mix, 1 seed per cell, keep it moist. After about 4 weeks when they're 4 inches tall and have a couple sets of true leaves, they go into the garden, directly into soil that's been topped with an inch of compost. And here's a trick I stumbled onto completely by accident. Give them afternoon shade those first 2 weeks in the ground. I use a scrap piece of row cover draped over a few stakes. August sun will fry a young broccoli transplant faster than you can say why is my plant crispy. Plant number 2. Kale. Kale. Yeah, I know, it became a cliche for a reason, but here's what nobody mentions. Kale planted in spring tastes like disappointment. Bitter, tough, chewy. Kale planted in August and harvested after the first frost. It literally converts some of its starches into sugar. The plant does it to protect itself from freezing, which means nature is basically making candy for you. I've walked out to my garden in December, snow on the ground, snapped off a few kale leaves, and eaten better salad than anything I bought at the grocery store all year. Seed directly into the garden, just press them a 1/4 inch deep, keep the soil moist. They'll sprout in 3 to 5 days in warm August soil, thin them to about a foot apart. That's it. In my garden, kale has survived 15-degree nights with nothing but a sheet of row cover over it. No greenhouse, no fancy cold frame, just a $12 piece of fabric. Personally, the variety lacinato, also called dinosaur kale, is my absolute favorite. The leaves are darker, thinner, and honestly way more tender than the curly stuff. Plant number 3. Carrots. Have you ever pulled a carrot out of the ground in January? No, seriously, if you haven't really tasted a carrot. Here's the reality. Carrots hate summer heat. They get woody, they get bitter, they split. But carrots started in August mature right as the weather cools down, and then they just sit in the ground, for months. The cold soil acts like a refrigerator. They get sweeter, they get crisper. It's like nature's root cellar, and it's already installed in your backyard for free. I learned the hard way that carrot seeds are tiny and fussy. You can't just bury them and walk away. Here's my trick. Lay the seeds on top of loose, fine soil. I sift mine through a piece of hardware cloth to break up any clumps, then cover them with just an 1/8 inch of vermiculite or sand instead of soil. It's lighter, it doesn't crust over, and the seedlings can actually push through. Then water with a very gentle mist. You do not want to blast those tiny seeds into the next zip code. Keep them moist, not wet. Moist. If carrot seeds dry out even once, they're done. Ask me how I know. Oh, and trust me on this, the variety Napoli is built for fall. It gets outrageously sweet after a frost. Okay, stop trying to grow spinach in June, just stop. I did it. Every spring I'd plant spinach and every summer 3 weeks later it would bolt. Tiny leaves, bitter taste, long stalks shooting straight up to flower. I thought I was a terrible gardener. Turns out spinach just hates heat. It's a cool weather crop that we've all been gaslit into planting at the wrong time. Spinach germinates best when soil temperatures are between 45 and 70 degrees. August soil is warm enough to sprout them fast, but the plants will be maturing in September and October when the air is cool. That's when spinach thrives. So, here's my method. I soak the seeds in water for 12 hours before planting. Spinach seeds have a tough outer coating, and this one step cuts germination time in half. Then direct-sow, 1/2 inch deep, about 2 inches apart. In my garden, I succession plant spinach, meaning I put in a new short row every 2 weeks from mid-August through mid-September. That way I'm harvesting fresh leaves from October all the way into December instead of getting one giant glut and then nothing. One mistake I made, don't bury spinach seeds deep, 1/2 inch. That's it. Any deeper and they'll rot before they see sunlight. Beets are the most underrated fall crop, and honestly, don't waste your garden space growing them in spring. Here's why. A beet seed is actually a cluster of multiple seeds fused together, so when you plant one seed, you get 3 or 4 beet plants that all need to be thinned. In spring that's annoying. In August when the soil is warm and germination is nearly instant, those clusters explode out of the ground in 4 days flat. I've never had better beet germination than in August, but here's the part most people miss. Beet greens. The leaves are edible, they taste like a sweeter, earthier Swiss chard, which makes sense since they're the same species, so from one seed cluster, you get baby greens in 3 weeks, full-size leaves at 5 weeks, and the actual beetroot at about 55 days. 2 crops, 1 seed, 1 square foot of garden. I plant Detroit dark red every single year. It's reliable, the greens are tender, and the roots store for months. And I'm going to say something controversial. Don't thin your beets to the textbook spacing, leave them a little tighter, about 2 inches apart. You'll get slightly smaller beets but way more of them, and the greens canopy shades out weeds. In my garden, that's a trade I'll make every time. Because I'm about to tell you the one thing that killed my fall garden 2 years in a row, and it has nothing to do with seeds. August is hot, the soil is warm, germination is fast, and that is both the blessing and the curse of fall gardening. The mistake that killed my fall garden, letting the seedbed dry out, not once, not twice, consistently, for 2 years. Here's the reality, you're planting tiny seeds into warm soil in one of the hottest months of the year. The top quarter inch of soil can dry out in under an hour on a 90-degree day. If your seeds germinate and then hit dry soil, they die. Instantly. You won't even see the damage because the seedling never breaks the surface. My fix is stupidly simple. After I plant, I lay a single layer of burlap right on top of the soil. Not plastic, not landscape fabric, burlap. It lets water through, it breathes, and it blocks the sun from baking the soil surface. I water right through it. As soon as I see the first seedlings pushing up, the burlap comes off. Second thing, shade. Mid-August sun is brutal on baby plants. I use a 30% shade cloth stretched over hoops for the first 2 to 3 weeks. It drops the soil temperature by about 10 degrees and keeps seedlings from bolting or scorching. Total cost for everything I just mentioned, burlap and shade cloth, maybe $25, and it's reusable year after year. Third, water in the morning, not the evening. Evening watering in August is an invitation for every fungal disease in the book. Trust me on this next part. Water deeply, less often. A quick daily sprinkle gives you shallow roots and weak plants. One good soaking every 2 or 3 days, early in the morning, builds root systems that go deep and handle drought. Your garden does not end in August. That's a lie we all bought into, and I bought into it for years. The seeds I just walked you through, broccoli, kale, carrots, spinach, beets, they're not complicated. They don't need a greenhouse, they don't need expensive equipment. They need soil, water, and a gardener who's willing to plant when everyone else is winding down. Now go grab your seed packets. And if you've got a fall crop you swear by that I didn't mention, drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'm genuinely curious what's growing in your garden this season. If this helped you, subscribe and hit that bell. I put out videos like this every week. Now go plant something that tastes better after a frost.